there is no evidence showing Jesus to be gay. So those who make this claim are being intellectually dishonest from the beginning. Jesus never said he was gay, nor did he ever commit a homosexual act. Nevertheless, there is evidence that shows Jesus was not gay. And to bring this evidence to the fore, I'll employ a methodically rational approach. First off, if you see a strange man and you want to ascertain whether he is gay or not, what would you do? Well, quite simply, you would be direct. Ask the man, simply ask the man, are you gay or not? Did anybody ask Jesus this question? Of course not. During the time, as well as the community in which Jesus lived, this would have been frowned upon, seen as an insult, even taboo. So we've got to employ alternative reasoning here. You could always ask the stranger whether he is married or if he has a girlfriend or not, to find out whether he is gay or not. Well, we know Jesus never took a wife, nor did he have such a relationship with a woman. So we must employ alternative reasoning, as this line of questioning yields no benefit for our purpose whatsoever. But before we move on, let's address the fact that Jesus never got married, because those who make this claim of homosexuality and level it at Jesus try and build it upon the fact that Jesus never married. Now, this highlights their superficial knowledge of the Jews at that time, because what they say is a man of Jesus' age, a Jewish man of Jesus' age, should have got married at that time. No, of course not. If they understood the Jews at that time, they would have realized there were three groups of Jews. One of them, the Essenes. They were strict Jews who practiced abstinence of all sexual relations. Pliny confirms this. He describes them as people who abjure sexual love, i.e. they opted for celibacy. And concerning Jesus, it appears as if he was educated under the hardline discipline of the Essene teachers. So it comes as no surprise that Jesus opted for celibacy. But there would have been other reasons why Jews at that time never got married. The Roman rule at that time, it was brutal for the Jews. Hardly an environment to bring up a family. Look at the example of John the Baptist, a contemporary of Jesus, a man who shared the same views in monotheism as Jesus. What happened to him? They beheaded him. They chopped his head off. So nobody would blame Jesus for not getting married, and you can see why he didn't get married. His education from the Essenes, the hardline discipline of the Essenes. So those who claim that it was due to homosexuality, they need to have a rethink and go back and study Jewish history. Well, going back to our method of reasoning, we have this stranger, unmarried, no girlfriend, and we cannot ask the man whether he is gay or not due to the culture. What else could we do to find out whether he is gay? Well, we could be indirect. Simply ask the man concerning his views on homosexuals and homosexuality. Thus, any views that this man may have which oppose homosexuality would be enough to indicate the man is not gay, as the man must be taken at face value. We know we can take Jesus at face value because he was an honest, upright man and a strong man. He was not afraid to tell his beliefs, tell it as it is. So what were his beliefs concerning homosexuality? Well, the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 19, verses 4 to 6, we realize Jesus promotes the idea of marriage between man and woman as natural. Now, if that is not enough for you to show that Jesus opposed the idea of homosexuality, there's further and even stronger evidence still. The Gospel of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 17, we see Jesus is supporting the law. He's agreeing with the law. And we know that Jesus was an expert and a teacher of the law. So what does the law say about homosexuality? Well, Leviticus chapter 18, verse 22 tells us not to do it. And it is seen as being detestable, an abomination if you like. But the law goes further. And remember, this law is being supported by Jesus. Jesus agrees with it wholeheartedly. The law teaches us to put those who are committing the act of homosexuality to death. Put them to death. So we realize the law opposes homosexuality and sees it as an abomination, a sin punishable by death. But we also know Jesus supported this law, and Jesus was a teacher of this law. Therefore, Jesus could not have been a homosexual because he opposed homosexuality. That should be sufficient. If that is not sufficient, nothing will suffice. But there is further evidence to show that Jesus was not gay. Say you could not ask the stranger any question at all. You could not speak to him. How else could you ascertain whether he is gay or not? Well, ask those who are closest to him, his friends and family. We know the friends and family of Jesus considered him to be a holy and wise man. And we know no homosexual during those times of Jesus would have been considered being holy or wise. Thus we realize the relatives and friends and those who knew Jesus are telling us that Jesus was not gay. Also, what about the enemies of Jesus? They hated Jesus, but they never claimed him to be gay. And what about further evidence still? Christians and Muslims, those who claim to believe in him, those who believe in him. None of these groups believe Jesus was gay. And in fact, Muslim sources teach us that Jesus will get married and even procreate, i.e. have children. So Muslims view him as heterosexual. To summarize all the points being made, or all the points that have been made, firstly, there is no evidence that Jesus was gay. Secondly, Jesus never claimed to be gay. Jesus opposed homosexuality. He did not agree with it and considered it a sin. The friends and family of Jesus did not believe he was gay. Even the enemies of Jesus never claimed he was gay despite their hatred of Jesus. Christians and Muslims do not believe him to be gay. Muslims believe Jesus will marry and have children. Thus, he is thought of as a heterosexual. So, this video refutes the claim that Jesus was gay, and it also presents a strong accumulative argument showing quite categorically that Jesus was not gay. Now, I do want to say, in the way of a disclaimer, this video was not produced out of homophobia, nor was it designed to upset any gay people. It merely sets out to do academic and intellectual justice to the memory of Jesus. It does appear, though, that there are people with less than sincere intentions, insincere people, who have begun to use these claims concerning Jesus in order to pursue insincere personal agendas.